apologies for the late video this week and the lack of a video last week. Been very busy with school and a bunch of other life stuff, but we got a big show coming up. We have our fourth Saturday night's main event of the year coming up next weekend, and it's shaping up to be a fairly large show. We already have three matches announced, all four championships, which are pretty big. I got three other potential matches that we could see at Saturday night's main event. The big thing about this one compared to the previous ones is it's only on Peacock, so we get to see probably more matches, and it gets to be longer than 2 hours. So I'm expecting WWE to kind of lean into that a little bit more, and I'm excited to break this down and see what we could expect from this upcoming show. So the first matchup we are going to look at is CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the vacant world title. Now, my video, I was expecting to make a Crown Jewel reaction video. Didn't end up making it, so you're going to get kind of a little bit of that here. The Seth Rollins injury sucks. It looks like it's real. Watching the bump that he took, it looks real, and the shoulder didn't land well. And so it sucks. It pushed this Vision heel turn, betraying Rollins way far up sooner than it probably really should have been. And it also really just messes up the rest of the up to Mania, because I think a lot of people were expecting Roman versus Seth for the title at Mania. But now, we got this matchup. Punk versus Jey Uso. A lot of people are mad that it's Punk versus Jey Uso, and it's more on the Jey Uso side. I think a lot of people were expecting Punk. I think people were ready for Punk Rollins, and for this to be the last time they wrestle for probably a good bit. But we have Jey Uso. A lot of people are upset. And the Jey Uso hate over the past couple months has been really absurd to me. This guy was... Everybody loved him. You could see that from when he first debuted for Raw in 2023. And, they're ready to strap the rocket to him and have him be their number one guy and their big baby face. And during the push to Mania, people really started criticizing him and really started to look into Jey Uso and just, pushed him aside. And, it's just, I find it very uncalled for. I think, the way we portrayed Jey Uso before he won the Rumble, why are we changing it now that he's won the Rumble and is going to be the world champion? But, I don't think it should have been Jey Uso here. I think you should have maybe continued the whole Jey Uso's losing and maybe lead to a Jey Uso heel turn. But I have two options who it probably should have been. Maybe LA Knight. But we've done the LA Knight Punk thing so many times, which is why the main event scene on Raw is kind of weird right now, especially with Rollins now being hurt. But, screw it. Why wouldn't it be AJ Styles? AJ Styles just put on Match of the Year with John Cena at Crown Jewel. And we're all sitting here, and, that's not an idea of, why don't we do Punk versus AJ? Obviously, we all know Punk's gonna win. If Punk doesn't win, I think something has gone horribly wrong. But, that could have been a good match, but as I just said, Punk should win. Bronze should get involved somehow. Don't know how. Maybe you do a no contest, but then I don't know when you have the actual match for the belt. That's a little weird. But you should definitely have the Bronze get involved somehow. Maybe Roman comes out, and at the end you set up the Bronze, Punk and Reigns. You somehow lead to War Games, and I know the Rollins injury has been derailing the big end game War Games story, but I really hope they continue onto that path. So our next matchup is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And for the love of God, y'all, Cody did not turn heel. SmackDown proved it as he just kind of came out and was like, my actions were uncalled for. But, like, I feel like this is like a Cody heel turn, but, like, down the line and, like, setting this up. Because we saw all of this happen with Kevin Owens and the Kevin Owens feud when, they wrestled, Kevin Owens lost, and then Kevin Owens kind of went on this parade about how he's untreated well. And Cody got fed up with it, and that's when we saw Cody act the way he acted, very similarly how he's acting with Drew right now. So I think at this matchup, it's Cody's the babyface and Drew's the heel. You should give it some sort of stipulation, like a street fight. I think could be cool. I think an I Quit match could be really interesting. Having these two just like fight it out and seeing like Cody's this like I'm not gonna quit guy, but also Drew. But also I feel like this goes into it contradicts in a way of Drew winning, which Drew should win this match. If Cody says I quit, that seems kind of odd. So maybe you do like a last man standing match instead. I don't know. But Drew should win. Give Drew the belt. Oh my gosh. Drew has not gotten his moment since Mania. Like, Drew, you strapped the rocket to Drew in 2020, and sadly COVID happened, and his entirety of his face of the company run, no one was there to see it. And now he's doing amazing work as a heel on SmackDown. And you should reward Drew. Give him the belt. And then maybe you see Cody start to turn heel a little more. Probably go down more into like a tweener vibe. But also, the SmackDown main event seems bland. Like, who's Cody going to face after this unless Randy turns heel? Like, realistically, I don't know. I think Drew winning makes a lot more sense, giving some more baby faces on SmackDown the chance to get the world title. Alright, and our next matchup is going to be Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. And oh my god, this is not babyface versus babyface for the 100th time. Look, the SmackDown Women's Division is so bland. It's absurd. Like, since I think Queen of the Ring, you've ran Tiffany versus Jade or Tiffany versus Nia Jax, and that's been it. That's all you've done, and it's just the division is so bland. There's no one for Tiffany to face, and the fact that they turned Jade heel adds a new wrinkle, and I really like it. Jade should win the belt now. Don't make this worth nothing. Like, Tiffany as champion has been great. She's been an awesome champion, but, like, I think it's time for us to move on from Tiffany. Put the belt on Jade. Have Jade be a dominant heel champion, and then, we're still waiting on Bianca to come back. That's a match you can run. Do Bianca versus Jade. I think the role should have been flipped, and Bianca should have been the heel, and Jade should have been the babyface, but that's just me. And you have them wrestle at Survivor Series, maybe? Seen this last match. Saturday Night's main event. It just depends on when Bianca's ready to go. I forget what the reports were saying, but I think she might be good to go for Survivor Series. I'll put something on the screen if I'm actually wrong on that. But, like, Jade as a heel champion, I think is going to be great. Just copy and paste her TBS championship run from AEW. Except give her people to wrestle. And, like, not just be, like, bland people who, like, don't actually, like, who are going to disappear, like, a week after. Like, it would be upsetting to see Jade's heel championship run end be like that, but Realistically, I think Jade could be a phenomenal heel champion. I do realize that that's now going to be 3 new champions on the show, but you only live once, right? All right, now we got some potential matchups that I think either will happen or would be cool to see. First off, we have Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Rusev, an IC triple threat match. Um, this is what they're leading to. Like, Dom has wrestled both Penta one-on-one and Rusev one-on-one. The others got involved in the match, leading to Dom winning. So like you gotta run a triple threat with these guys, right? Logically. I think there should be a portion of the match where you just let Penta and Rusev wrestle. Like that's a match that sounds really good. And I think we've seen like maybe once or twice since Rusev's returned, but like not in like the way we were expecting it. But like I think Dom should stay champion. Let's be honest here. Dom's been a phenomenal champion since WrestleMania. But I think maybe you lead, a little bit more into the Los Americanos side as opposed to the Judgment Day, because the Judgment Day has been a little weird, and maybe since Dom's the reason, kind of the reason why Finn and JD aren't champs, right? Aren't tag champs. They don't help Dom retain his IC title, so he needs to get help from someone else. Maybe they'll set something up on Raw tomorrow. But you should lead to Dom versus John Cena in any of his last 4 dates. You could do Survivor Series, but I think Cena should be in the men's War Games personally. You could do Boston or New York when he's in those 2 cities, but those shows are going to lead in the War Games as well. Or you can just have Dom versus Cena in his last match for the IC title. Have the story be Cena is the greatest of all time, but has never won the IC title. He's not a Grand Slam champion. Let's build into that. Let's see if Cena can become a Grand Slam champion against a guy like Dominic Mysterio, who would also tie into a John Cena Eddie Guerrero feud, which would be awesome to see. So our second potential match we have here is Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez. Yes, Raquel Rodriguez, not Roxanne Perez. The only reason is because Stephanie versus Roxanne was kind of a NXT thing that happened a little bit. But you also should save that for like a bigger show. Like maybe you do it at Mania, but also Roxanne might be doing other stuff at Mania. You might find out in a video next week, maybe later this week. Who knows? But hold off on Roxanne. Give Raquel Rodriguez the match because oh my God, she has been phenomenal since returning last year. Especially since Liv got hurt. I think when she first returned, it was just she's another bodyguard character for like the 8th time. But no, she's like, now that Liv's hurt, she's not just like the muscle for Roxanne Perez. She's like her own woman and fighting on her own behalf. And I think you got to give her the respect she deserves and let her wrestle for the title against Stephanie Vaquer. Sadly, Vaquer will still win. Raquel, it's too early for Stephanie to lose. I think maybe in some way this match can set up War Games. The women's side, I got an idea for War Games. Spoiler alert, that could be involved in the video later on Friday. But I think Stephanie Vaquer should win. It should be a good match. You give Stephanie a large shield face, and you eventually lead into Roxanne Perez at some point down the line. And the final potential match I have is the Wyatt Six versus the MFTs, particularly Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa for the WWE tag titles. This feud is weird. I don't like it. It seems like what they're trying to do is, look, we're not going to do the big Endgame babyface versus heels War Games match. So we're gonna give you this instead, and it's cop-outy. They're both heels. First off, let's not forget that the Wyatt Six are heels, and the MFTs are also very much heels. Um, and I don't like this feud. I don't think it should be happening, but it is what it is. Maybe you have a match between them, particularly Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Either way, no matter who wrestles, if this match happens and you want to build to War Games, shouldn't end in a winner. It should be a no contest, have a big brawl, pull apart brawl, and then Uncle Howdy should return. I don't know why Uncle Howdy's been off TV. I originally thought it was just gonna be because of the travel to Australia. And I thought maybe he just wasn't traveling, and that is what it is. But then he wasn't on the next show, and he wasn't there on Friday, so I think if you're gonna have him wait to show up, wait till this point, and then you could do War Games, but I don't know who the Wyatt Six fifth member would be. Maybe a Braun Strowman is someone I've talked to people with about. But realistically, you do Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy versus Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. Is it Talatonga? That could be wrong. And JC Mateo, I'm going to call him Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb. And you have those guys in a 4-on-4, no holds barred match or something. I don't know. This feud's weird. I don't like it. But I think that's all I got for y'all. Again, apologies for the lack of videos. I do really enjoy making these, and I promise you all there will be a video Friday. Talking about with a booking. You'll find out what that booking is on Friday, and hope you all have a good one.